We've co-presented at some different meetings around the region. She really knows her business and business continuity. She worked for Washington Mutual for 10 years, and she now successfully has her own consulting firm. I have to say that those Washington Mutual business continuity people that work in Annie's organization, they're kind of everywhere. I'm working with a couple of them at Puget Sound Energy now that are like contracting with us. I got a phone call yesterday from one of the guys that used to work in her group. He's now working for Avista, which is a utility like Puget Sound Energy, but they're headquartered in Spokane. They're kind of everywhere, so you've really created this wonderful network of continuity planning professionals. Right now, she is the principal of Annie, Searle and Associates, LLC. I'm sure she'll share with you her website. I've been out there. I get her materials. She's got some awesome stuff for you to look at. It's an independent consulting firm and research firm. She's authored The U.S. Financial Sector Prepares for Pandemic Flu in 2007, Pandemic Readiness in the U.S. Financial Services Sector, and When Failure is Not an Option, 2008, in the British Journal of Business Continuity and Emergency Planning. She's a private sector representative for the Puget Sound Regional Catastrophic Planning Team. So with that, Annie.
Thank you, Mary. Could I just sort out, before I start here, where you all come from? How many of you are with a government agency? Wow. Evidently you need information and help with budgets too. And then the private sector and nonprofit. Great, so several of those as well. I'm just going to start, and really this kind of table of contents is a lot more ominous looking than hopefully the presentation will turn out to be. Keeping in mind Mr. Stevenson's words this morning, we'll try and have some humor too. I think this is one of the most important topics that faces any of us who are in the field generally of risk management right now. There's a kind of, along with the compression and the tightening of the environment, there's a kind of complacency or a looking away on the part of executives that makes it very difficult for many people to do their job right now. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So, no surprises here. Budgets have never been tighter. In the last couple of years, many A players who led very successful business continuity teams have been laid off, or they've chosen to move on and leave the business. In many cases, that means that there's some poor general manager who knows nothing about business continuity or security or other pieces that are related to continuity of operations, now in charge of a budget that doesn't make any sense to him or her, and faced with challenges for overall tightening and optimizing. This often looks like a kind of budget that could be cut, that some fat could be taken out of. Now, this McKinsey piece is very new. It's a new survey that's just out that they did. And so it's very, very current. Only 47% of business executives say that business continuity or disaster recovery is important to business success. That number gets a little higher when you're talking about IT executives, 72%, but still that's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment on the IT side in particular to me. And now that we've just come through, or think we've come through, 2 cycles of H1N1, and the season is more or less over, there's a kind of annoyance on the part of executives that they were even bothered, told that money was needed to get prepared and to get ready for something which turned out to have really a very minimal impact on their organization. So for me, and all of the work that I do has always been about partnering with the business side, not staying on the technology side, refusing to be pigeonholed over into the IT side, trying to make clear to executives or to leads on the business side that really this is their business. It's not that we're experts in emergency planning or business continuity. We're there really to support the business and the business's operations. And I'm sure that you in government can make a correlation across when I say the business as opposed to the technology side. There's enough parallelisms there. Really, business continuity of operations is all about operational risk. And I think when it's put in a broader context, when it's not kept narrow and described only as business continuity, disaster recovery, emergency planning, it's much easier for the business to understand what it's about.